Okay, then we go what we still not yet learned. Okay, that day the lesson we go through body temperature and pulse rate. So today must go to the blood pressure. Okay, blood pressure and also the BMI, body mass index. So from here we go to blood pressure first. Okay, blood pressure normally we're using this thing, this one equipment. Okay, we go to measure. You don't need to go to hospital, don't need to go to clinic, but you can measure by yourself. Okay, when you buy this equipment. Later we need to know this equipment is what name. Huh? Okay, first one, we need to know what means of the blood pressure. Okay, blood pressure actually is one of the pressure, okay, applied by the blood. Okay, blood, they got pressure when they just move. Okay, after that, they hit the wall. Okay, the wall of the blood vessel. So saraf, dara. Okay, when they just go the blood, they will hit the wall. Okay, when they just go to the blood circulation means they flow. Okay, when the blood just flow, the tube, the vessel, after that they will hit the wall. Okay, when they hit the wall very strong means your pressure is very high. Okay, so that one we call blood pressure. So from here, you can see blood pressure measured by using, okay, just now the equipment we call sigma manometer. Okay, make sure you know how to pronounce and also spelling. Sigma manometer. Okay, the unit to measure, there's a millimeter for the mercury, or you just write mm, then this one is mercury. mmHg, there's a millimeter for the mercury is how many. Blood pressure taken by 2 readings. Okay, when you're using the sigma manometer, they will show you 2 readings. Okay, the first reading is the top. Okay, number, this one is a screen. Top, they got one of the reading. Bottom, they also got another reading. So the top one, we call it as a systolic pressure. Okay, systolic pressure, that's the upper reading. Okay, the down one, we call diastolic pressure. There's a bottom readings. So from here, I show the diagram like this. Okay, they will show you 2 reading. One is the upper part, one is the lower part. Upper part is a systolic. Normally, the upper part, the number must be bigger compared to the below part. So the below part is diastolic pressure. Okay, then you must see they got let you to know what's the unit they want to measure. The unit is a millimeter mercury. Okay, so this one's a sigmometer. So later we learn what means of systolic, what means of diastolic. Okay, so from here you can see this one is the old style. Sometimes you go to clinic, they're still using this one. Okay, but the thing, this whole thing must be, they need to wrapping your arm. Okay, wrapping your arm. After that, they need to pump the A. Okay, another one, this one is the new modern one we're using this one. Normally we're using this one. Okay, but now some is more modern. They just put in just like the watch, put it here, and you press the button, then they can operate. So can just like the watch wrap your hand. Okay, so from here we're going to see the following. What's the meaning for the systolic? What's the meaning for the diastolic? Okay, systolic is the upper part. This one is a standard. Okay, I show you 120, 80. This one is a perfect. Okay, perfect readings. Okay, now we're going to see this part. Okay, the top number, there's a systolic. Top number to show the pressure applied on the wall of the blood vessel when the heart is contract. Okay, contract means a magnitude. Okay, contract means they go to press it becomes smaller. Okay, so this one is when your heart pump, is it? When you pump, they got mengejut, mengembang, is it? So that means when you just compress, okay, pump the blood, so they will show you the top reading. So normally when you pump the blood to move, the pressure is highest lah. So that means the top one, they show the biggest readings. So that one we call systolic pressure, when the heart muscle is contract. Okay, diastolic means what? Also is the blood to moving, blood pressure. Okay, but this one situation is when the heart is resting. So you pump already, then your heart must rest, then pump again, then rest. So that means when resting, okay, they show you the reading. That one is a diastolic readings. So when you rest, sure, the heartbeat become low, the pressure become low. So you can find the bottom, the reading is smaller. Okay, so this is what's the difference since the systolic and also diastolic pressure. So remember, when systolic, there's a contract. Diastolic, when resting. Okay. Okay, now we see the blood pressure readings. So this one is a table. Okay, what situation I call you? You are high blood pressure. So you see this one. If you less than 120, less than 80, means you are low blood pressure. Okay, I means low is more lah. If you say you 118, this one still okay because you just less a bit. Okay, example, this one you become 80. This one means low blood pressure already. Then this one diastolic, it suddenly become 20. This one means very low. Okay, big difference. So this one we call low blood pressure. So they say optimum. Optimum is around a little bit less. Okay, if normal like this, 120 to 129 for the systolic. Diastolic is 80 to 84. Okay, around the number. Okay, at risk. Okay, at risk means you're starting already lah. Coming up pressure 130 to 139. For the systolic, then the diastolic 85 to 89. This one is at risk, starting borderline, want to up already. Okay, high blood pressure. Now, this state we call you a high blood pressure. Then this one is a state number 1 only. Okay, 140 to 149, 159. Then the diastolic is a 90 to 91. Okay, level 2, 160 to 179. Quite high already. And the diastolic 100 and 109. Okay, stage 3. So over 180, then this one over 100. So this one is a probability get stroke. Okay, so you can see the old people sometimes they get stroke 2 times, 3 times. So if you get stroke continuous, that means your whole heart cannot function already. The heart cannot function well. So this is one of the things is very serious. They're very serious. So that means normally the people they have heart attack. Okay, every week they need to check the blood pressure. Okay, now we see the factor. How to make the blood pressure increase? Okay, first one, smoking. Okay, normally the smoking person, the heartbeat will be faster increase. Okay, number 2 is overweight. Okay, for the person they are, the weight is high weight, or you say obese. Okay, obesity. Okay, number 3 is less exercise. Less exercise for the daily life. Okay, this one will increase the blood pressure. Okay, number 4 is much of the salt. So anything for the food, they add the salt. Salt also will increase the blood pressure. Okay, after that is too much drinking alcohol. Okay, this one will cause about the high blood pressure. Then stress. Stress is one of the things you cannot see. Okay, you can feel, but you cannot see. So this one must be reduced. Okay, and the next one should be the older age lah. Normally we say the older, more high blood pressure, the popularity compared to the young people. Okay, and the last one should be the genetic. Sometimes it's a genetic. Okay, the family, they got high blood pressure, the history one. So that means the generation also got. Okay, so example, smoking, obese, drinking for the alcohol, and also the stress. Okay, this one is a main cause for the blood pressure increase. Okay, now negative effect. If I high blood pressure, what's the effects? So first one, stroke. Okay, stroke. So you can see the patient and the stroke. This one the part for the mouth, to change the size, change the shape already. So stroke, if you lighter, it's okay, like you still can move. If the heavy one, stroke, so that means you just lying on the bed, you cannot move already. The one we call high blood pressure to cause you become stroke. The blood cannot go through your brain. So your brain don't have oxygen, so you cannot function. So you suddenly cannot move already, the whole body. Okay, number 2 is a loss of the vision, so you cannot see. Suddenly become blind. Okay, when high blood pressure. Okay, after that, heart failure means your heart cannot function. It cannot pump the oxygen, cannot pump the blood. Okay, then number 4 is a heart attack. Okay, heart attack will also be caused by the high blood pressure. Okay, another one should be the negative effect high blood pressure that will cause by kidney. Kidney cannot function. Okay, and the last one is a sexual dysfunction. So that in your organ sex, example, you cannot get the sperm, or ovum cannot produce. So this one also will causes by the high blood pressure. Okay, example heart attack, or you can say the kidney got problem. Okay, so you need to do is a formative practice 3.3. Okay, so from here I will discuss a bit lah. Okay, a bit. So copy the question and answer in the exercise book. Okay, first one they ask you what's the blood pressure. Just now I got explained already the blood pressure. That's a one of the blood. Okay, after that the pressure acting by the blood lah to the wall of the blood vessel when there's a circulations. So from here I show the answer. Blood pressure is a pressure they apply on the blood, okay, to the wall of the blood vessel. Then after that, during the blood circulations, and they just flow, they got pressure. Okay, number two, they ask you what's the instrument they use to measure the blood pressure. So just now it's a sigma nanometer. Okay, so this one we're using to measure our blood pressure lah. Okay, number three, step. They ask you the step, how to use it. How to using this one sigmometer to measure our blood pressure. So let's see the step. Okay, first step, the patient must be relaxed and also calm first. Okay, when the patient just come in, you just call the patient to sit down first. Wait for 2 or 3 minutes. Okay, cool down first. Okay, number two, the patient must be sit upright, must be straight. The body must be straight, don't bending, don't standing. Sit. Okay, number three, you put the patient up on the table. So don't care left hand or right hand. You just put the whole hand on the table. Then your sigmometer cloth lah. Okay, macam satu kain. Okay, then you're wrapping. Okay, wrapping the upper part of the arm. Okay, so I think this one, the arm. Okay, go to wrapping by the cuff. Sigmometer cuff. Okay, after that, you pump. Okay, now it's never pump. They press the button only. They press the button start, then they automatic already. Okay, until the automatic, then the gas will slowly to reduce lah. So that means until you can get the sound, beat sound. Beat sound means ready, finish. They show reading already. Then you baru go to read what's the reading of the pressure. Okay, systolic and also diastolic. Okay, then we see number 4. What are the effects having high blood pressure? So just now I show you already what's the effect for the high blood pressure. So they cause about the illness lah. So that means you give 2 or 3, that enough. Stroke, or you say heart attack. Okay, so you can say diabetes some more. This one is an example. Okay, number 5, give 4. Earlier prevention. So that means you want to prevent the high blood pressure. What you need to do? Okay, that means I don't want kena, baru I go to settle, don't want. I want prevent. I don't want have high blood pressure. So what I need to do? So they ask you the 4 early prevention. So the first one, sure, you say your diet, your food diet, balanced diet. Okay, normally we take the food, take a salt, is it? So normally you take less salt and also balanced diet. Number 2, maybe you say exercise. So then you do the exercise. Or number 3, you go to check. Okay, you need to check the blood pressure regularly. Okay, so from here we see 4 the earlier prevention. Okay, eat balanced diet. So eating is very important. Number 2 is exercise. Okay, number 3, think positive. Think positive, that means you can reduce the stress. Okay, thinking positive. Okay, check the blood pressure regularly and also consistent. Maybe every week you go to check. Okay, maintain the blood pressure. And the last one, manage your stress. For example, you feel very stressed already, you do something to reduce. Okay, maybe you go to singing, maybe you go to exercise, jogging, maybe you go to cooking. This all can reduce the stress that you're going to do. I mean, you can manage your own stress. So this one is an example how to prevent you get the high blood pressure. Okay, so this is a 3.3. Okay, then the last part from here, there's a 3.4. BMI. Okay, body mass index. So from here, body mass index actually is what? There's one to measure the body mass and also the height. Okay, after that, the BMI can be calculated by using formula. Okay, let's see the formula. Normally, the question will ask, what is the formula? Then you go to memorize the formula is weight over your height, then square. A square. Example, you are 40 kg. Okay, then you over your height. Height must in meter, don't want in cm. So you are 1.57 meter. Don't forget square. Okay, after square, then you tell me what's your reading. Okay, so from here we got example. Height is 1.29. If I change meter, this one is a 1.29 meter. 29 kg. So I take 29 over 1.29 square. So I get 17.42. Okay, after you get 17.42, now you need to go to refer the table. Refer the table, you are overweight or you are underweight or you are obese. Okay, so from here, formula must remember. After that, table also need to remember. Okay, so I show you the table chart for the BMI chart. Okay, if you are less than 18.5, like just now, less than 18.5, is it? 17.42 only. So this one less than 18. Okay, if you less than 18 means you are underweight. Okay, you can count by yourself. Okay, you are underweight. If you are 18.5 to 24.9, that means you are desirable. Okay, 25 to 29.9, then you are overweight. And the last one, if you're more than 30, that means now you are obese. You need to remember. Sometimes the question want to ask you, they give you BMI, then you tell me this one is underweight or overweight or obese. Okay, so from here, the interpreting for the body mass index. If overweight can increase the risk. Now we see what risk. Okay, can cause about heart attack. Okay, if you are obese, okay, high blood pressure, stroke, diabetes, everything also fight you. Cholesterol must be fight you. Okay, so this one is when the mass increase, when your weight increasing. So this all thing will fight you. This one is an effect for the diabetes. You can see the leg, the whole leg. Okay, then we're going to see underweight. You don't think underweight is nothing. Only overweight got problem. Underweight also got risk. Okay, see what the risk for underweight. Underweight, first one, heart disease. Maybe your heart is no good. Okay, cannot pump. That's why you become low pressure. Then your weight also low. Every time you feel tired, a little bit, then you're tired. So this one's underweight because you're not enough energy. Okay, number 3 is anemia. Anemia like this. The blood is not enough. You see the red blood. This one is normal. Okay, red blood is more than the white blood. So this one you see, your red blood is not enough. So that means you always feel tired. Okay, then your pressure will be low because your red blood is not enough. Okay, so this one is an underweight problem. Okay, overweight also got problem, underweight also got problem. So we must make the desirable weight, the normal weight. Okay, so from here, okay, how to increase the body mass. Okay, so diet important what you eat. Number 2, eat more nutrient food. Don't eat much rubbish food. What's a rubbish food? Every time you go to buy, they want the chocolate ice cream that one is a rubbish food. Okay, then eat at the fixed time. This is important. Okay, breakfast, lunch, and also dinner. Don't skip. Don't say suddenly today I want to take dinner, tomorrow I don't want to take. And also the time must be fixed. Don't say today I take the dinner is 7 o'clock, then tomorrow I take 11 o'clock. That one is supper already. So that means the time must be fixed when you take the lunch, breakfast, and also dinner. Okay, so another one is how to decrease the body mass. This one I think every lady also know. Okay, So the first one must set a goal. Okay, you set a goal, 3 months, you want to lose how many weight. Okay, number 2 is monitor the body mass every week. Okay, every week you will check what's the reading of your weight. Okay, number 3 is reduce, or you say avoid the food with the high sugar, or you say fat content. Example, the goreng one, you know lah, the one is a fat content. So this one's a sugar, Coke lah, Pepsi lah. Okay, then after they go to a Starbucks lah, this all the sugar is very high. Okay, so you must reduce, and the last one must do exercise. So this is one of the way how to reduce your mass. Okay, I miss the original. Okay, I never say you take the medicine supplement how to reduce. No, so it's the original way how you go to reduce the mass. Okay, this one is an exercise. Okay, so this one should be the last one, 3.4 you need to do for today's lesson. Okay, the first part is what's the meaning for body mass index, BMI. What's the meaning? Okay, number 2, what's the important? Okay, why we need to count? Count for what? Okay, number 3, they ask you now the BMI is 30. You tell me what's the category? Okay, number 4, risk, obese. Obese is what risk? Okay, number 5, if we are underweight, we'll be free from the health issue. Underweight, is it healthy? No. Then reason why you say underweight is not healthy. Okay, so I go to answer the first one. Okay, body mass index is a body mass. Okay, ratio compared to the height. Use the mass compared with the height. Okay, that's what I call body mass index. Number 2, important. Why we need to count body mass index? Because we need to know what's the level, is it? When I know what's the level, that means I need to know what illness will find me. Okay, if suddenly you are saying you are underweight, so underweight means the problem. You know the problem you face. So that means you need to overcome the problem. So that's why we need to count BMI. So number 2, you can prevent the possibility getting serious of the illnesses. So if you know your BMI, that means you can reduce the weight. Okay, because the illness will find you already. So that's why you go to measure to maintain your BMI. Okay, number 3, you tell me BMI 30 is what category?
Overweight.
Overweight. Okay, some days can say overweight because they borderline lah. Because overweight is until 29.9. Okay, after that obese is start from 30, is it? So you can say obese, you also can say overweight, around that area lah. So obesity, or you say overweight, also can. Okay, then we go number 4. What are the risks if they're obese? So everybody knows, sure, it's heart attack. Okay, sure, it's high blood pressure. So from here we see they increase the risk of suffering from the illness. Also, it's an illness. What's illness? Heart attack, high blood pressure, stroke, diabetes. So this was normally for the obese, the illness that we face. Okay, number 5, underweight. What's the problem? First one, they ask you, is it healthy issue? The answer should no, not healthy. Okay, why? Because the underweight also increase the risk. Okay, acquiring for the healthy problem. So what's the illness? They get it? Heart diseases, fatigue, and also anemia. So this is a 3 example. The illness we find for the person they are underweight. Okay, so we answer 5 questions already. So actually to the lesson just until here. Okay, so thank you everyone.